All right. Okay, there we go. Now we're set. Well, I was gonna plug in my mic, but I've had so many troubles with the mic and all the roboting I had. All the distortion, I guess, for lack of a better term, that I've had. So I'm gonna leave it unplugged for now. I don't think it's worth it. So I'm just gonna record it like this. Apologies if y'all hear a lot of background noise or whatever. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. But I think that I was watching this one channel, and they're talking about these culture wars and all that, fighting about transgenderism, this and that. But it's like they're like, well, all these corporations, you don't see what's going on. You don't see it. Okay, what are you gonna do about it? They don't have an answer. They don't. They don't have an answer. Or it's just, well, we need to, set this apart, whatever. But it's like, it's just impotent. That's all it is. It's like all they can do is just shout and scream and, and make all their comments. But it's like, okay, what are you really going to do about it? It's like, let's go on the street and interview people. It's like, come on, man. It's like, this isn't 2015 anymore, And you see these type of folks who still try to do this shit. Even people like Nuance, bro, this and that. It's like, bro, come on. You know, let's go ahead and talk to people out in the street. No, people are retarded. That's all you need to know. Average people are dumb. I don't need to know. I don't have to watch a YouTube video to know that. It's like I know that. I myself am not that intelligent. As much as I try to make myself into something else, I know I'm not that smart. And I'm okay with that. You know, I think at the end of the day, you have to make individual choices. And I know people are like, oh, individualism bad, but I think that it goes from the phrase of those who can conquer others is a strong man, or is a strong man, but a truly competent man is one that can conquer himself. And to me, when you stop worrying about all the cultural issues or whatever the case may be, then it's much easier, and you can just say, I worry about myself, where it's like when I get the money, hopefully when I get a job, more steady job, and I'll go work out. I'll hit the gym a bit more, or maybe I'll meditate more, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's, I'm trying to be very careful because I do realize that I built this I built this channel basically from let's go ahead and respond to Vosh. It's like I don't want to be just known for that. Although that's a large part of it, unfortunately. But or just responding to the same folks. That's why I'm still going to give commentary on that sort of thing, which may or may not be that different from what other people are saying. But I feel like what I'm saying is at least a little bit different. But is it folks that get so caught up in that are worried about the larger world around them? It's like all you can do is raise a family the best of your ability. And I know people. It's like I'm not completely blind to the ideas like, oh, look how awful this society is getting. It's a me society. Of course, are boomers going to change anything about it? Well, no, they're not. All they can do is just impotently complain about it. I was watching this one channel, and it just is so ironic is that he had one video with Dr. E. Michael Jones, Logos man himself. But then 2 or 3 videos before that, he was talking with Dr. McDonald, culture of critique. It's just like two sides of the same coin, right? I don't know. In a certain way, I can appreciate what folks are saying, but it's like, I don't know. People are going to make their own choices. It's like, it's easy to say, well, let's go back to tradition or whatever the case may be, but it's like, it doesn't work out that way in general. You know, it's nice to say let's all be trad, bro, and let's we're gonna live as our ancestors did. It's like, come on, man. You can do that to a point, but you have to be able to balance between living in modern day versus trying to respect the past. You know, I don't know why she keeps saying that. We're just not. I'm not even gonna worry about it anyway. But I feel like it's important to say these things because, like, we see the goofy Proud Boys. They're goofy. I mean, you could say that they're tough and they're a challenge to the system, or they're not. But it's like, I saw the video where they were trying to do like what is it? William Wallace, and was they painted we hate the LBG. I can't remember what it is, but it's like, of course they have their kilts, and of course they don't have anything on the bottom so that they can literally show their asses, and it's just like, this is the trad right wing. It's like, we're gonna all wear the same kilt, and we're gonna paint something on our asses. That's why I don't identify as trad. Because if that's trad, I don't want anything to do with it. I'll be dead honest with you. I don't. Because I don't want to look like a fool. I don't want to look like a ninny. And I don't want, this kind of empty sort of talking points from people like E. Michael Jones. Like, yeah, do I think E. Michael Jones is a bad guy? No. I think he has some intelligent points. My audience may not agree. That's fine. But I think in general, I hate to be rude, but he's an older guy. I mean, he's probably going to, he's also in academia still. And so he can write all his books and everything else and say, yeah, I'll say, yeah, well done. How does that help me? That's the real thing, isn't it? That's the whole idea of red pill, this and that. But it's like, you can meet people from online and do that. But it's like, in general, you're still going to have to live your own life, and you're still going to have to deal with the issues surrounding it. Let me loop back to what I was saying at the beginning with individualism versus collectivism. To me, is that you have to have a real true collectivism. To me, there's not a true collectivism out there. It's artificial. If you think that Antifa is an actual collective in any city, because I know that they're individual groups, it's not a real collective. It's just, they'll break apart anytime that, they say something that's wrong or that they feel is wrong. Same thing with the Proud Boys. They have all these goofy sort of ideas like you can't jerk it off, or, they have to sit there with a beer in their head, mecca lecca high, and all this. It's like, that's not real collectivism. That's just, it's a fan club, Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Patriot Front is better, or any other group. It's like, PSL. It just speaks to the larger idea of the United States. And maybe this exists all around the world, but to me is that sort of loyalty doesn't really exist, It's like, there are people that would die for their cause, There are people that say that today and may experience that to a point, but it's like, I think in general nowadays it doesn't really exist. To me, that's part of traditionalism in a certain way, to have that respect for, your comrades or whatever you want to call them. That doesn't exist. Not in the same way, anyway. So it would be nice to, be part of some collective, but it doesn't exist. Maybe part of the problem is me. Maybe the problem is that I'm too much of an individualist, and I don't feel like going to jail because of some stupid stuff that I did for a group, I don't feel like getting doxxed and, lose my job or whatever the case may be, and be, whatever, I don't feel like that. A lot of people have woken up from the stupor of the Trump campaign, and, of course, Wignats did back in 2017. They really, all the fallout that happened, with the alt-right and everything else from Charlottesville. That broke a lot of people. And everybody turned on each other, didn't they? We saw, Chris, what's his name, the crying Nazi, turn state's evidence, right? So it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't want to be manipulated by videos on YouTube because they want to put out some message. And it's just empty rhetoric. Because I know that they're not going to be there for me. If I was to do something, just excuse that. Just excuse that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, I think I'll end it there. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you see, and maybe we are reaching the point in the United States where, yeah, things will break up. But it's like being a LARPer right now, man, carrying some American flag or putting on a MAGA hat, or becoming part of the Proud Boys, or joining Nick Fuentes, or even Antifa, or whichever group that you want to, one of those youth movements in, the youth labor movement or whatever in Portland, or BLM. It's like they're all just groups. They don't show any loyalty to you, you know. So that's why I'm more of an individualist. When things coalesce around actual change, when actual changes will be made, then yeah, I will choose a side. But right now, I'm like, nah, because I know that they're not on my side. If I get busted, they're not going to help me. That's all I got, though. I hope y'all enjoy. See you later, and stick around for a new video of me reading The Avengers. See you later. Goodbye.